the underlying awareness, the most basic understanding that we have, that I try to remind you about over and over and over again, is that we are, and to really accomplish anything that we're supposed to in this world, we have to really understand we are in this world for one reason only, and that is to grow. We are in this world to grow, and that's what we're doing here. If you understand this, your confusion will be gone, your distractions will be minimalized, and your energy, the energy that you spend moving through your days, will be appropriately focused and much more, infinitely more effective. We're in this world to grow. It's that simple. There are two parts of growing that all right, I back up. When I say grow, I don't mean grow fat. Although if we're eating a normal American diet, and that's probably where we're going to end up. And I don't mean to grow rich either, at least not in the traditional sense. I mean that we are in this world to grow in wisdom, knowledge and wisdom and compassion and love. If I were going to say four things. Ultimately, those four things are the qualities that manifest from our energy field, and in essence what we will do is grow our whole energy body. And as that energy body expands and unfolds, all of these finest qualities, which are our own essence, the abundance that has created the entire universe, being resident within us, will naturally express itself as our energy field opens and expands. And there are two parts to this. The first thing, which I have talked about 1 billion times, is commitment. It's commitment. The thing is this: in yoga, in qigong, in any kind of system that is going to begin to, draw our attention beyond our physical bodies and our limited senses and our psychic mechanism into the deepest substratum of our own awareness, which is awareness itself that is infinite and unbounded. If we are going to make contact with the universal awareness that is our own source, we have to control our mind. And this is just the traditional thing. This is ancient teaching, which I'm just telling you all over again. Rudy used to say, the mind is the slayer of the soul. We have to control our mind. I have this, very simple qigong practice that I do every day. I just bend my knees over my toes, which are pointed together, and I hold my hands like this. And I do that for half an hour. I'm working up to an hour. When I do this, not anymore, but when I started doing it, my mind was bitching like crazy. I can't do this. This hurts. It's boring. I've got to answer the telephone. My nose is itching. Who is that downstairs? I can hear knock. What's going on? I mean, your mind does everything it possibly can to take your attention away from, you. To take your energy and steal it and put it someplace else. Over there, anywhere but in here. Controlling our mind, seeing beyond our bodies, and making contact with our sensory capacity that is deeper and finer than our gross senses. And ultimately, going from there to make contact with the infinite resource requires that we manage our mind. And that managing of the mind is in essence a commitment. We have to be committed to practice. There are 3 dimensions of practice: flowing within ourselves, flowing in the world, and dissolved into the universe are the 3 dimensions of practice. But the other aspect of growing that is really important is learning. First is commitment, the second is learning. And the thing about America, is this. We learn something in order for a specific reason. We learn something because we want to make money from it. We learn something because, in some way it brings some settling of our financial life. And so all of our learning that we do is about our agendas. We learn, cosmetology. We learn, I don't know, we learn lots of stuff, but it's all about making money. Or getting laid. And the getting laid thing for girls and boys is different. Girls have one reason why, and boys have another reason why. And they kind of don't ever actually meet. But the thing is this. For those of us who are in this world to grow, we have to love learning for itself. We have to love learning not because we want to get something that'll make money for us, or get something that'll make us famous, or get us something else that we want. We have to love learning because there's so much to know. And there's so much abundance in the world that finds its expression through our capacity to learn. And in loving learning, rather than having, engaging in something that takes us someplace we want to go, in loving learning, we have to understand that, we're here to follow wherever the learning takes us. And learning will take us a lot of places that we never imagined existed. And change us in ways that we could not possibly have anticipated. And that's hallelujah to that, because if we can anticipate where we're going from what we learn, then what we've learned is already dead. It is not really alive at all, and it never was. Ultimately, learning is about the expansion and the renewal of life itself from within us, which should facilitate our becoming richer and richer and richer in wisdom and understanding and knowledge and compassion and love. Hopefully, at some point, all of us will understand why we are in this world in the first place. And understanding why we are in this world in the first place, we will actually get serious about it and get committed to doing it. And in doing it, in really doing it, in really growing, and really practicing, we create for ourselves the possibility of endlessly learning. And this endless learning is, it transforms a life of aging and slowly deteriorating and getting smaller and smaller and grouchier into an experience of ever-expanding wonder. How cool is that? I think that is so cool. Namaste, everyone. Very nice to be with you this evening.